Hello my loves, this video is for any of you who have been taking the action, putting the work in, putting the time in, and feeling like there is a plug blocking your blessings and you want to unplug, you want to unbung. No, but in all seriousness, I'm using funny words, but you want to be able to have your next breakthrough. Maybe you want to step into a new era in your life. Maybe you know that you're ready for the next chapter. You've been doing the do, but where's the results? This video is for you. This is the tool that you probably need at this stage in your journey, because sometimes there might be different reasons why some people are not getting results and other people are not getting results. So this video is specifically for the type of person who has been putting in the time, the energy, the mental power, the manifestation techniques. You've been paying your dues and now you're like, okay, so where is it then? So I hope this brings you lots of value. I hope most importantly that this video inspires your next breakthrough and that you do see shifts and changes from what I share when you implement it. And most importantly, when you do get that breakthrough, please come back to this video and tell us in the comments of this video so that new people who watch the video see that this was the one that made the difference for you. I have been there myself many times with many different things. Often it's to do with a business, or it's to do with a particular creative project, or it's to do with money, or it's to do with, you know, all the things that seem to need to be in place for that next chapter of your life to fall into place. So the first thing I will say is this: sometimes things don't happen instantly for us, purely because there is actually still something that we need to learn and figure out before it's available to us, right? Sometimes things don't happen instantly for us and we can be impatient about it and we wish it would happen sooner. But sometimes I've just got to say this first before we dive into how to have that breakthrough. Sometimes we might be in a season in our life where there is still a lesson that needs to be learned from this current level in our life. Often that is something that happens. We will stay in one level of the video game until we learn the skill, or we have the change in mindset or the shift in energy required to be able to move to the next level and sustain it. I want you to just ask yourself the question right now: if what you are asking for, if what you want were to arrive in your life now, this afternoon, this evening, if it were to arrive in your life today, would you be ready to experience it? And would you be ready to sustain it? Do you think you could sustain it? Hello, pigeon. Hello. Some very brave, tame pigeons around here who just know that humans equal food. Yeah, that's the question to ask yourself first of all. Because sometimes we spend so much time in living in the mental space of not having it, and we haven't prepared and used the law of assumption to mentally live in the space of having it. If you were to have it this evening, if it were to come into your life this evening, and this is a little exercise you can do. Meditate, take a moment and just go there. Imagine it's happened. Imagine it's happened. And do you feel like, well, yeah, this feels right. I'm ready for this. This helps me to feel relaxed and calm now. This is actually the results that I'm worthy of receiving. And yes, absolutely, I can maintain this. I can sustain this. I have prepared my container, my mental container, my physical container, my environment container. My life is ready for me to be able to sustain this next level in my life. If the answer is not, if you feel like actually, you know, you've been wanting this sort of stretch goal, but when you actually look at your current version of yourself, the way that you show up, the way that you live your life, the current environment, the current belief systems, how you feel about yourself and what you deserve, your belief about, maybe the action that you've done versus the results. If you feel like actually that, I've got 3 pigeons around me now, patiently looking around, look. Oh, hi. Oh, hello. Actually, how much closer do you want to get? Look. Refocus. So, there's no right or wrong answer to that question that I just asked you. Are you ready to sustain it? But if the answer is no, that right there, you've just got your answer of what the next important step is for you to work on. Okay, how can I increase my self-worth to know that when that job opportunity is given to me, that I'm going to, maybe be a little bit sort of exhilarated, excited, out of my comfort zone, but I also have this inner knowing that I'm going to be able to smash it, that I'm going to be able to handle it, and I'm excited for the new challenge. Or when you're commissioned £10,000 to do a painting for a client, if you're commissioned to do art, for example, are you going to be able to feel solid and powerful in your abilities to deliver that? Or if your dream perfect partner swept you off your feet today and took you on a date and wanted to romance you and wanted to take you on to all of these amazing places and wanted to go on all sorts of adventures with you, do you currently feel confident, lovable, beautiful, and worthy of love to accept that adoration? So if the answer is no, now you have your answer of what is the next thing to pour some love and time and energy into. And the mystery, it's no longer a mystery as to why you haven't stepped into, or why that reality hasn't come to you yet. Okay. If on the other hand you feel like, actually Lucie, I feel so ready for that. That number doesn't scare me anymore. That idea doesn't scare me anymore. That car, that house, that life experience, that job position doesn't scare me anymore. In fact, it feels like it's on the same level as me. I feel like I am a vibrational match to it now. I feel like I'm ready for it. I feel like I could handle it. I feel like I could sustain it. Maybe even, this is a good indicator of if you feel on that level. When you think about that thing that you want, yes, obviously it lights your soul up and it makes you feel happy. But at the same time, when you look at it, you're like, but it's no massive deal. Like, duh, of course, someone like me could have that. That's a good sign. That's a good sign that you have expanded your bubble of belief and that this goal fits within your bubble of belief. So it's a really good sign if you're at that stage. So if you're at that stage, you're still waiting for it to come, here's a couple of things you can do. Most likely now, it's all just about resistance and focusing on what you don't want more than what you do want. So the key is to focus more on what you do want as if it's already happened, and to release resistance. So there's 2 things that you can do that will really help. The first one is, and this is bearing in mind that you've taken the necessary action, or you are constantly, continuously, consistently taking the necessary action if action is required for this 3D goal. So for example, if you want to grow a thriving YouTube channel, but you're not posting a single video, or you're not posting videos consistently, this video is for people who are doing the action part, and we're just dealing with the energetics here. So assuming that you're doing the work, following the plan, taking the action in the 3D world that needs to be done, there's 2 extra things you can do to start to allow the floodgates to open on this desire. So the first one is to let go of resistance and have a resistance-free day. So many times in my business, I have found that on the days when I decide, you know what, I just really am feeling the pull to have a day off, those are the days when big things come in, customers come in, clients come in, new opportunities come in, money comes in. I've found that multiple times. It doesn't have to be a whole day. You could do, for example, what I'm doing today, which is going for a walk at lunchtime and just taking myself on a solo date, a little walk. I could have so easily just stayed at my computer and kept powering through because I had all of these more ideas flowing, which is great. But I also knew that just as important as taking the action is also creating the space and letting go of the resistance. The pigeon is now trying to eat an entire acorn. Don't choke, my darling. Sometimes just taking your mind off of it completely, taking your energy off of it completely is required, especially if while we're working, we've maybe been working from a mental perspective in terms of how we see ourselves and how we see the goal. We're seeing ourselves as not having done it yet. Remember, the key to the law of attraction and the key to the law of assumption, especially when you combine the two, is to feel as if and act as if and assume that it's already done. Okay? So if it was already done, yes, you'd probably still be taking action on that goal or whatever, because especially if it's like work related, business related, creative related, gym related, once you've achieved the goal, you're probably still going to be taking the action on it. But the way that you'd be taking the action, the way you'd be feeling about taking the action, the way you'd be feeling about yourself, the way you'd be feeling about life would be totally different when you're coming from the point of view that it's already done. So one approach is literally just giving yourself a break from focusing on it and focus on something else. Take yourself out for a walk, go play the piano, go paint a painting. Even if you're not good at painting or playing the piano, go take a walk, go paint a painting, go have fun with your children, go on a date with yourself, go on a date with your friends, go on a date with your children, do some yoga at home, play. Give yourself the chance to treat yourself, give yourself some self-care, give yourself some time, and with the intention all the time of not being in your head that you need to get back to work, that you need to do more stuff, that you should be doing something else. The goal here, the main intention of taking one of these breaks is to have actually a break from resistance. You're not having a break from working towards your goal, because this break could be the missing link and could be the only work left that you need to do to get your goal, is to release the resistance from it. That's also part of the work. So you're just think about it as I'm having a break from resistance, not that I'm having a break from pursuing my dreams or moving my life forwards, because it's also productive to have one of these manifestation rest moments or rest days. A good mantra for you at this point is, when I'm resting, I'm manifesting. And if you like that, write it in the comments, affirm it so that everybody else can read that too. When I'm resting, I'm manifesting. Quick break to put my fluffy gloves on. And the other thing that you can do, and you can do this when you're taking yourself on that solo date, when you're having a break day, when you're resting, or you can also do it while you're taking action. And that is quite simply to just do everything as the version of yourself that's already achieved the goal. So in summary, the two things you can do is give yourself a break from resistance. We might feel like, I'm doing all the work, but why isn't it here yet? The thing is, if we're continuously asking that question, it's actually counterproductive in terms of energy, because we might think that we're focusing all our time and energy on what we want. Actually, we might be focusing all our time and energy on what we don't want, on the fact that we're not there yet, on the fact that where is it, on the fact that, but I deserve it, why hasn't it come yet? So it's a tricky one. Sometimes we think we're doing all of the things right when it comes to manifesting, but the number one part that we must remember is every subject is two subjects. We might be thinking that we're focusing all our energy on what we want, but if we're approaching that subject from the point of view of we're frustrated that we don't have it, doubt starting to creep in, we're worrying if it's not happening, we're overthinking, we're getting impatient, by definition, all of that is actually the vibration of not having it, rather than the vibration of having it. So how would you show up today? How would you feel about life today? How would you feel about your business or your career or your relationship or your health or your body or whatever if it was already done, when it's already done, because it's already done? Try out these couple of approaches of taking a break and acting as if it's already done. Both of those approaches will really help to dissolve resistance and will help you to be able to do the same amount of work, or even potentially less work, but you're coming from it energetically from a completely different angle. What should also happen is that you actually stop worrying about if it's going to come, because by definition, if it's already done, if you're acting as if it's already done, that wouldn't even be a question for you, because it's already done. It is a bit of a brain riddle to get our head around sometimes, but this is the fun. This is the fun of how manifestation can be used, of how you can leverage this hack with your subconscious mind to shift your reality accordingly. If this has inspired you to actually take a restful break to manifest, or to just take 5 seconds to close your eyes, take some deep breaths in and ask yourself, how does it feel to be the version of me where it's already happened? How do I feel about life? How much easier does life feel when all of my worries seem to melt away because I have expanded, because I am expanding, because that's my life now? Try this for 30 days, okay? 30 days, and just see what different results you get from the same amount of action, or maybe even less action. By the way, I'm going to be doing a free masterclass on all of these sort of energetics that have a big part to play. If you're taking the action, you're doing the scripting technique, vision board technique, visualization meditations, you might be doing any kind of manifestation technique, that's great. If you're doing the work, doing the technique, there's still that third element, which is the energetics that underpin everything. I'm going to be doing a free masterclass that dives deeper into all of those energetics so that you can really start to feel some shifts. And we're going to be focusing on those bits because that's what really counts, that's what really matters. And that's hopefully what you got from this video as well. So if you'd like to join me for that free class, I'll put the link in the description below. I look forward to seeing you there. It's going to be a live call, and I'm excited for us to dive deep and have some breakthroughs together. Anyway, if you enjoyed this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up, share it with somebody else who you would love to share this breakthrough with so that you can be on this journey together. And if you haven't done so already, make sure to hit the subscribe button and ring my bell so that you never miss another video. Until next time, bye.